game versus Ducks final game of the winter season. We got Dave, Alex, Jess, Thomas, and David No out there. Justin, bench boss, fortunately had to sit out the game due to suffering a minor concussion from our last game. We're all hopeful he's able to recover quickly and able to step back on the ice soon. But nevertheless, this is the opening face-off. Let's see what action we've got ahead of ourselves. A little bit of a turnover there. Knocked back into our zone. Thomas reverses it back around, but the Ducks was too quick and they were able to get that puck. Ooh, puck's bouncing everywhere. Do we finally get a clean breakout? Oh, a little bit of a drop pass to Dave. He hops on. He's brave. He's driving to the middle. Excellent chance. It's a good chance. That looks pretty good there, Dave. So we've changed on the fly. Most of the entire line has swapped. I think Carrie-Anne is still getting changed. So Dave's wondering, when do I get off? Do I stay on? I think a slight mistake there on my part. Maybe I can, and that was really interesting as well. So let's pause right here, a little rewind. I think part of this is on myself to identify how much, like, there is a lot of space to work with. I could have probably carried it in, or alternatively keep it and just slow down the pace and really kind of draw them in and buy enough time for Kathy and Fionn to get into spots that they wish to. I deferred it up to Kathy, and I think it just puts her in a bad position so that the speed of the pass, number one, I would probably need to make it quicker in order for Hans to not be able to react. With the speed that I gave her, it kind of puts her in a tough position where Hans is ready to just lunge and bring out the poke checks. So a slight mistake there, and I think that kills the play, unfortunately. And I thought this was funny. I think Ernest should have been able to just skate into it and then carry it down the middle, but I guess maybe carried too much speed and then had to turn back the other way. It looked funny in the moment. Did you? I don't know. Was there like you? Yeah, it looked like your right leg got caught a little bit. Maybe that's where you lost the edge. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we got possession. I think my preference is for you to keep it and just carry it back while we're all coming back out of the zone, rather than dumping it in like this. But that's, that's fine. It's put it this way, it's a conservative play, and it doesn't do any harm other than we have to kind of dig out for it. It can be a turnover, right? But it's in their zone, so it's kind of acceptable. Don't think they called icing, so let's keep going. Let's keep this clip going. Ernest isn't able to handle it there, unfortunately. Hard pass up to Kathy, and Fionn is able to get it. Not much action going on here. Another change on the fly. Where was Dave? Ah, okay. I'll accept that for now. Big puck race, another change on the fly. Ray has slipped on some banana peels and off into the corner behind the net. Big pizza. Oh, big pizza delivery to Alex. pass, shot chance, no whistle still. So we're doing a good job of changing on the fly so far. Not sure if Carrie Ann has finished changing yet. Dave's been out there, he's probably exhausted. Perhaps, maybe not. Good give and go right there. Ooh, big chance, big block by Thomas. Still no whistle. Oh, Carrie Ann is now out, so everyone has changed. Shutting down the door. We got 2-on-1 right there. Another change on the fly. Jessica. Oh, that's how it went in. Okay, so the funny story is we go for the change, right? We can see Alex and Ray hopping off, and Jess is carrying it in. And unfortunately, I just get a nice face full first. My whole view was just Alex's butt. And the question was the price worth it of seeing Alex's butt, or was Jess's goal much nicer? And now that I've seen it, low glove, far side, snipe. Oh man, yeah, I'm sorry Alex, the price of the view of your butt is not worth it. I missed out on this glorious goal for the Greenhorns to take the lead. Goal by Jess. It was an assist by, let's see, Alex to Ray to Jess, and then Jess is just barreling down the ice, snipes it, absolutely snipes it. Now we are up 1-0, and we didn't have a single whistle. It's 10 minutes into the game. That's actually kind of crazy. And good on everyone for changing on the fly rather than waiting for whistles. Excellent. A couple notes on these clips coming up. Dave does a little cheeky chip up. I think a lot of us could benefit from doing that. He's getting challenged hard by the Ducks Andrew. Seems like all the Andrews that we know are solid hockey players. Must be something in the water. Pass slightly off the mark to Dave. Couldn't quite handle that. But Carrie Ann comes up, shuts the door, kills the play completely, and then passes out to Kathy. Ooh, that was a rocket. That was like tape to tape. That was perfect. I want to see that again. Boom! Damn, that was solid. Okay, Kathy comes in. Tight turns. Big pass. Couldn't quite handle it. That's okay. Looked like it just bounced. Stick open, so gotta punch out that top hand out to get that blade closed so it won't bounce out like that. But there was one thing coming up on the forecheck. Okay, so right here, Kathy does a good job shutting off the boards. You see how she puts her body right up against the boards? Now this guy sails it over. And that's fine, but then when she was trying to put pressure on this player coming back this way, she didn't seal up the boards, and so he was able to chip it around her. And that's usually going to be the easier way to snuff them out on the forecheck. If you close off the boards, then they have to go around you, which is the harder pass, and it kind of leaves them open to block it with the stick. So I think that was a little note that I think maybe could have snuffed out, like caused a turnover. And you have the basis for it because you did it on the first time, but then you didn't do it on the second time. So I thought that wanted to make a note of that. So let's cut it out here, and we'll see you in the next clip. Yeah, I didn't see this on the bench, but kind of missed it. So Serene absolutely just comes, catches Jess and Dave snooze in here, and just splits the D. Unfortunately for her, she kind of loses an edge, falls backwards, and bonks the head pretty hard. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. I've had that feeling before. Hopefully she doesn't concuss herself. And it might be a sign to get a new helmet as well. That's what inspired me in the past. Yeah, that looked like a pretty big bonk. Alright, so face-off win here. There's some uh-oh spaghetti-o defensive coverage. So right now it's fine. Notice how we won the face-off and Kathy peels off away from the D. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So she's getting ready for the breakout. We want to see probably Ray in the middle, more so than where he is right now, and then let that be filled up with where by Fionn. So fortunately, Ernest isn't able to gather the puck, and he's engaging in a little bit of a defensive battle here. One thing I wanted to make note of is now Ray's covering the player behind the net. Carrie Ann should be covering this one here. And nobody's playing number 6, so that's kind of Fionn's role. And then Kathy's also lost track of Hans completely. Too focused on Nate, and that results in pass up the middle. Fortunately, kind of Carrie Ann's there, but we can see how mixed up the coverage is right now. Fionn's like way down by the crease, probably shouldn't be there. Kathy's not even close to Hans, and then it's all kind of jumbled up in that area. So it results in a dangerous chance. We know Hans can score. Fortunately, he does not, but kind of identified that. Oh, Ray just steps back into troubled territory. Gets absolutely mugged. I think, if possible, sending it down low is the recipe for him there. But yeah, that's fine. Little mini comment here. So Ray, if possible, should have gotten some tape-to-tape action right here, rather than defaulting sending it down low right away. You're left-handed, so you're able to protect the puck a little bit longer before you do that, and then I think ideally, if one of these forwards shifted to the boards quicker, may have been able to have an opportunity to possibly pick it up and escape back up around the circle, which we've kind of highlighted before, rather than see how they have to turn around and then now put in a tougher position to work with, right? So small little comment there. I thought this was funny. So Kathy puts pressure on there. Andrew, he falls down, and then his dad, Mark, he falls down because of Fionn's pressure. So got a lot of banana peels on the Duck side this game. Dave's keeping it. Dave's been solid at holding down that blue line fort. Absolutely a rock star back there. Fionn possibly could have gotten a tip in. I wanted to see this. I feel like Kathy might have been too conservative here. Looked like she was ready to race back the other way. You know what? Like, I don't mind it because it's conservative. It's sometimes it's just safe than sorry is a good way to play. So that's kind of fine. But I thought those two falls were pretty funny. We got some more banana peels coming up by the Ducks right here. Bouncy puck. Woo! Slip in and slide in. Got Fionn up with the puck. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I remember this play. Unfortunately, we got more banana peels. Or was that a trip? It looks like a trip. Ah, is that detective work right here? Looks like a stick. Oh, I don't feel so bad anymore. But recap here. I think one of their player positioned perfectly to cut off myself and Kathy right here. It looked like you got all the space in the world to just go in front of the net, Fee. So yeah, I mean, if they give the space, go for it. Definitely go for it. Option 2, definitely. You could have slowed down and waited for Kathy because she was coming down with a lot of speed on the back door. So if you wanted to wait for that, you can definitely wait for that. And I think part of that is I need to maybe slow down more. But this player really, like, he stuck with me in cover. You can see how far back. Normally, the D would probably be more back here if they're playing, cutting off that 3-on-1 to shut off those backdoor plays, but then also not allowing you to get in front of the net. It's pretty clear he kind of gave you the free pass to go. So that's kind of like the case of hindsight 2020, but yeah, all good. This one was pretty funny. Dave and I think his name is Dion is colliding. Boom. Got some more pizza deliveries coming up here. Arguably, I can explain. I can see why big mistakes was on our probably on our forward side. Alex is okay. The way that Hans peeled off should have allowed Alex to be the clear-cut pass. And for Ray, he just left the zone too early. So the tip is he needs to be watching Ernest the whole time. So that means no speed. Like, it should be absolutely cruising all the way around, and you're kind of be mirroring him along all the way. So if he doesn't have the puck, he doesn't have the puck. You should be probably still here. And then by the time Ernest gets the puck here, you should be just slightly ahead of Nate. So if you cruised just ahead of him is really that magic. And then so you can beat him, and then you'll have that kind of gap to work with in front of Hans as well. So that's the slight mistake that results in a turnover. We could blame Ernest for the pizza, but you know, if we're not helping him, then that's kind of the result there. But also, we could have avoided the pizza if Ernest just passed it to Alex. Alright, check it. Jess skates up, loses it slightly. Oh my god, flips it up on the toe to settle it. Whoa. That's some high level stuff right there. Oh my goodness. Alright. Now that I'm done making those comments, one of the things I think Jess can do to level up her game even more. So we've kind of said before previously she's did a lot of just like skating straight to the defender, right? Like as if that's the cue. One of the things she can definitely do to mix up the things to cross over those D is go in like you're faking that you're gonna go split the D, and then boom, cut back out and go wide. One of the good things identified here is rather than going straight to the D, she is taking it wider, protecting it on her left side and looking up the ice, scanning, and then boom, tight turn, and passes it up to Ray. And so that is good. So make those comments there. Thought that kind of lifted toe drag was cool. And offside. Okay, cool. Nothing else happens here. Alright, so big rush coming up here. Alex speeding up into the zone. Passes it to Fee. Gets shut down. Backhand passes back to Alex. He gets that backhand one-timer. And I don't know if it misses the net, hits the post, makes a save. But we make the joke that Alex can only score when the goalie's in front of him and not when there's an open net. But that was a pretty good chance right there. Let's see what we got for the last 15 seconds. Karen keeps it down low. One of the things I think she can start implementing in the game when she's coming down like this pinch, I think she can definitely take it to the middle herself and try and shoot. Something for her to consider. But yeah, she's certainly a more conservative member of defense for sure. One extra note, looks like Ray, you were on the ice for a pretty long, decently long time, 17. So it looks like a 2 minutes 15 second shift. Yeah, just wanted to make a note there as well. We got our first banana peel on the green. That was a good one. I gotta replay it one more time. Alright, some good things. Let's go back and actually pay attention to the D. Pass back to Ernest, ships it across to Dave, and then I think Dave, you could definitely consider passing it back to Ernest. So D to D to D, so you can relieve the pressure, and then he can start moving it up to Kathy if need be. Because so right here you kind of forced it a little bit to either Kathy or Dave, and then it could have had a bad bounce. So just a little comment there. Let's see if we're able to forecheck here. We need to have 2 on this guy. It feels like we're just little mosquitoes buzzing at him, and he's just swatting us away. Look at this. Oh, he's still able to get it though. Absolute constant pressure. Nice. Oh, good try. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Ooh. So I think here when Jess got it, possible opportunity to send it back down along the boards, or possible opportunity to just actually hold it yourself and then skate it back down. But yeah, that's fine. Alright, I thought this one was funny. I can alright, let's turn up the volume. I don't think you guys might be able to hear it, but so that's Fiona yelling Ernest all the way off screen. There's actually a possibility right here, if he absolutely ripped it down here, it's possible. Now the only thing is I can't tell where her positioning was, and for her to do that, there is one way. Actually, were you going for a change? Like, did just come on? I see. Okay, so that's probably what resulted in that situation. So if she, one of the things you want to do, if you ever want to possibly get this to happen, and this is probably a situation that could. So the moment he gets it, you want to skate in the middle of the ice, so you're going to be cutting across. So you need to, your mission is really hunt down the biggest lane possible. So the biggest lane possible is likely going to be something like this. So it's almost going to be on that middle right area. So if you can get there and yell it, maybe that might be possible. Obviously, it didn't work, as he opted for. I don't know. I feel like the speed that Ernest fired it was definitely meant for Fionn, and the trajectory where it hit Dave's skate kind of implied Fee was probably on that left-hand side. So that's probably the only adjustment there, and that definitely caught Dave off guard. And then, yeah, this shit gets messy here for sure, because it bounces off, and then Kathy tries to cut in the middle and then gets picked off, and it gets really ugly. I'll check panel later to see where Fionn was. Ooh, uh-oh. And it results in a goal. Okay. So it's worse than I imagined. That's unfortunate. Defensive coverage, let's kind of break it down. What happened? Why did this even happen? So Ernest is on him. That's fine. Kathy's not covering the D. And then, yeah, I mean, Dave's kind of there. And, like, we're there. We're kind of there. And then, so kind of a failed coverage, perhaps. And then, yeah, the hero stretch pass that didn't work. Let's take a look at where Fionn was. I have a feeling she was on that left boards, and that's why that that pass happened like that. But let's see. We'll see. Alright, so we can see Fionn actually is there on that left-hand side. And like I said, that's probably caught Dave off guard. But even then, if that pass got through Dave, he has to get through this player. They have to get through that player. They have to get through that player. And then eventually on that left-hand side for Fionn. So if we rewind it back, like I said, the only way for it to make it work is you gotta need to dig and find that it's on the player calling for the puck to find that laneway. And the only possible laneway, and let's draw it at the most extreme of scenarios. So this goes through that player and up to here. And let's go through probably this player. And realistically, part of it is really kind of shut off by the sticks. And even here is going to be a stick. And here's the middle nominal location. And landing right here. So the only way to make it happen is Fionn has to haul ass and get to this middle location. And you're going to hope that this player does not intercept it, this player does not intercept it, and you're going to need to put on the work for it. Now, that said, it's possible, it's certainly possible, but you have to put in the work to get open and not just call for it, because you can see 1, 2, 3 players, and you're just standing still. Let's even play right here. Standing still, standing still, standing still, standing still, right? So you gotta put in the work if you wanna go for those hero stretch passes. Otherwise, you know, things get messy. We're not even gonna be back there to help defend, and then it results in a goal against. Fortunately, soon after, they score their second goal, and we can kind of outline what went wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, we have left someone in front of the slot. So let's dig down, see what happened. So Alex gets pressured by 2 to 3 players, and there's a red tape. He can't put much more pressure after that. Dumps into the corner. So positionally, we got, I guess, I would assume right D, left D. Carrie Ann on the left side, Thomas on the right side. And Carrie Ann cruises all the way up to the blue line, which is a bad sign. And so now we don't have a lefty anymore covering these 2 players. So it gets dumped in the corner. That's not inherently a problem. As long as we keep them on the outside, then it's fine. So we've kind of swapped off with, I guess, Thomas switches to the left side, and then myself as a center is also kind of helping out there. That's inherently fine. We can either one, pressure them immediately, or we can just contain them outside of the zone. That's fine. The problem is with Carrie Ann coming back, she decides to go behind the net, which we don't need to, and forgetting about the one in front of the actual scoring chance opportunity, which ends up going in. So that's a tough one. We could argue also, as a center, I should have identified Thomas is the lefty covering, and then I should peel off and then find the missing links. Either the third forward, this is actually going to be this player, would probably be my main concern, and then Carrie Ann should be covering number 3. Now let's stack onto this some more if we want to cover complete team defense, with Alex not covering the D-man and opting to come down to the slot, right? Then he should, like, if they're not coming in D and they're sneaking down in the slot to help out, then you gotta help out, right? Rather than standing there. So we got 2 passengers not really covering, and then just kind of standing in a general area rather than kind of watching what's going on. And so it results in a goal against. That's quite unfortunate. Yeah, I would say this one's not as good. Alright, this one, a general comment for Ray. He's gotten better, he's bringing pucks to the middle. I think a little bit of regression in this game, where you see how right here, he's not really selling anything. It's just wide base, cruises from here all the way to here until he does his patented double super hard stop pivot, boom, punched up, and then comes back, and then like kind of decent pass right there. But the problem is you need to mix up this guy's feet, whether that means you momentarily cut in, do a little backhand fake, then cut back out, trip him up a little bit, add some deception. This would the easiest read in the world. You can read it like some toddler's knob picture book. Tell me, if you're the defender, what you would do if you just see someone as if his controller turned off. Starting from here, Ray does not move a single time, so all you gotta do is follow him all the way. Come on, you gotta make a shoulders fake or something, Ray. Come on, add some deception. Okay, so after that, the best parts are watching Jess absolutely battle on those boards. I feel like this is probably where you find the most fun, is my guess. I'm not sure, but look at this, just absolutely hustling, battling with number 11. And there was times before that, actually, you know what, like even rewinding it to back here, I think it's here. Boom, look at this stick battle. Boom. She's battling, she's going against the world, us against the world, 3 against 1. This is wild stuff. And then Cliff casts a spell and causes Russell to fall. See, Kamehameha. Ha! I thought this was pretty funny. Ernest, you could have just sent it like D to D or even sent it to Ray, but absolutely sails it up to the sky. Does it just hit Kathy in the chest? I don't remember. It was like from the bench, it looked like it sailed her, hit her right in like the neck area. Tough one to kind of take. Even the camera's confused where the puck is. And then we finally go for a reset. Big stretch pass. And then now we take it in. I remember this one too. We were saying how Ray takes like 3 business days to load up his stick. And it finally gets picked up. Delivery was not sent. Oh, that's a good one. Alright, so we got a period where we couldn't break out the puck at all. Let's kind of break it down piece by piece and see what we could have done better. But it was certainly a struggle. I think it was going on for like a minute, 2 minutes. So chip up. Number 1 problem. The moment we saw Thomas there, and obviously there wasn't much time, but Alex should have been able to read that much quicker in getting to the boards. And so when Thomas chips it, he's late. Like Hans reads it faster than he does. So that's unfortunate. Now Carrie-Ann gets it. Should be for Dave. Chips it up, but couldn't quite get it. That's fine. Let's skip ahead. So it's not a clean breakout, kind of a turnover because it went to the goalie, and now they're back on the attack. Now we get the puck again. A reversal. Dave 2. Alex gets cut off pretty quickly. So at that point, if we ever see that, probably what we want to do is likely send it back to Thomas. Because cutting through the middle could be a dangerous proposition, and we can see boom, already shut down by 3. Now this may be possibly alleviated with Jess on the left side. Now so we don't have a winger option on the left side, so they all come sneaking in, and then he's collapsed upon. So it's a tough one. He doesn't have any passing options on the left hand side. So skating to the middle, nobody passed to, turnover almost, kind of. But then Tave was able to recover, settles it in the safety zone. Perfectly fine. Now, okay. For Alex, if you ever find yourself in a position where the D has actually snuck up, instead of being in the corner, they've come up to here. What you can sometimes do is cruise up further, like really kind of leave the zone, and you're considered that weak side winger. This probably gonna need to require some like awareness. If you do see a D, it's gonna be kind of a quick read. That's something you could consider, but sticking with the basics is fine. Bounce pass up to Jess. She's a little bit high up, so kind of that, I would say that's probably the reason why she wasn't able to gather it cleanly. But still a turnover, not a clean breakout yet. Still, Thomas has the puck. Reverses it back around. No winger, because Alex went for the change. That's fine. But we got fresh legs now, finally. And so we are able to get it out. But again, it's not a clean breakout. Yeah, it goes with a little bit of positioning, a little bit of patience. Don't need to force it up the boards. And then we also kind of got to get open for each other. And if you're feeling it's too much pressure, think of it D to D. Remember, as a center, we could be as that third defenseman. Just kind of pass it back and forth back there. Eventually, they might bite and come in too deep, and that's where you can start firing up the booster jets and skating up the ice. All right, this play right up. I actually want to highlight Ernest. He played it quite well. So, Kathy, let's actually zoom back. So after that was not the clean breakout. Kathy brings it in deep. Excellent. Gets kind of defensively covered by number 19, and then as long as we quickly form the triangle, we're able to kind of get out of that pretty quickly. Now, what I wanted to kind of take note, if we rewind a little bit, we've said that weak side D, if the forwards are not paying attention to you, you can oftentimes sneak out that back door and then possibly get rebounds, backdoor tap-ins, and all that. And he really sneaks down in there, which is perfect. He played that perfectly. It is a part of the onus is on the puck carrier, in which case is myself, to see that you're open on that back door and maybe zip a pass across for the one-timer or shoot for the rebounds. To me, it looked like Vince was starting to cheat to the left-hand side, and his short side started to open up, and that's kind of what I tried to go for. Didn't work out. But I think as far as going down and being aggressive, this what Ernest did there was perfectly fine. Now, unfortunately, I remember Kathy was asking me what should I have done, because it was an interesting pickle, right? Because now Ernest is down really deep, and then Kathy has the puck, and they're really close to each other, and she just kind of zips it to him. I don't know if, yeah, you see how she just kind of looks at it and then just fires at it in this direction rather than getting a nice clean. I'm very certain that she knew he was there, but because she had her head kind of down, just from what I can see on my screen, and then there she looks up, and perhaps, yeah, maybe peripheral vision looked fine, but if she had a good look of Ernest, she could have probably told he's not quite ready yet. So what could she have done differently? Hold on to it, keep on it a little bit longer. There's no rush, there's no pressure on her at this moment. Even settle it down and then face, like now start facing the ice. She can opt to skate up the circle, blah blah blah, change directions, drive the net, lots and lots of options. Start initiating a cycle with me, because now I'm starting to trail her. Lots of different options. Now for Ernest, at this point when this play is dead, if he's able to accelerate, like backward skating, start getting back to here where he needs to be to hold down that fort, is ideal. Unfortunate, like he tries, you can, like, he's backward skating, just not able to get there quickly enough. That's fine. And like I said, it kind of starts with, we gotta look up. Ideally, if we look up and see where we're passing to, and checking if everyone's ready would be the ideal scenario, but that's, it's fine. I think everything could have worked out right here. Yeah, and I think it's a good highlight of weak side D and what you can do to be aggressive. I thought this was kind of funny as well. I was building up speed, pass up to Jess, perfectly fine. She didn't quite handle it, and I feel like I just scooped in and stole it from her. So it's coming in. I stopped up because I noticed Nathan was backing up, and I was just kind of buying time, hoping for someone to drive the net. And I think this kind of threw me off for a loop a little bit, and I ended up losing the puck. Is that I was kind of expecting Kathy to drive the net in kind of this manner, but then watch how she eventually ends up. She curls out in front, and I think that's also possibly fine if I just threaded a little soft pass to her. I think that caught me off guard a little bit, and then I lost the puck. Now, ideally, what I think I should have done instead, number one, I could have probably shot it, but when I saw that I needed more time, is probably the time where I should have just turned and then bring it wide to the boards and then carry it down a little bit further, and that should get enough time for everyone to come into the zone. Unfortunately, I lose the puck because I'm getting too fancy, and yeah, that was unfortunate. Alright, this was hilarious. Alex gets it. He sees Ray, he sees Thomas, passes it in between the two of them. Probably would have been fine. But then the true mystery is, why does Ray turn around? I don't know, and it's a turnover. Strange. Now, little comment. I think to mix it up a little bit as well, Alex, rather than, you see how you're stationary this whole time. If you mix it up, skate a little bit before you dish it off, will add a little bit more depth to the attack, because now you're a threat where you can be skating up the ice as well, rather than being completely stationary. But this was pretty silly. And then after that, Ray decides to absolutely kill Serene. There's a bouncing puck. Boom! Absolutely decimated. Now, of course, he didn't see. He's just trying to catch the puck. The puck's there, and all of a sudden, this lady's right there, bending. Well, her stance is kind of, it's a very beginner stance, right? Where we bend, like we lean over, almost our top body is parallel rather than bending our legs, which results in a very forward head position, right? And then that's kind of unfortunate, and then gets bonked. But yeah, you know, that's usually a good lesson for everyone as well, to try to remember, we want to bend our knees, not bend our torso. And that will be in a safer body position where your head is so far in front. And then yeah, that's a tough one too, and the size difference. All right, some more failed breakouts here. Again, where is our wingers? Ray's positioning is he's playing a kind of hybrid defense and center on the breakouts, which is kind of interesting and puts in for a strange situation. And then obviously we see Fionn has left his zone way too early, and then boom, easy turnover. And then yeah, I think that's a good identification with Kathy. You see how she sees, hey, nobody's covering CC in front of the net. Our defensemen are out in the corner, not covering who they should be covering. Well, at least one of them, whoever's right D or left D, we can kind of identify. Probably should have been Carrie Ann. And then, yeah, Thomas went to the puck. That's fine. Yeah, we can, you know, Fionn and Ray are kind of mixed up, and then Carrie Ann, she's trying to, well, she kind of blocked the puck. That's kind of fine. But coming up was pretty funny. Sees he gets the puck, tries to do the in-between backhand pass, stopped by Ray, and then just starts batting away. Carrie Ann misses, she misses, Carrie Ann misses, she misses, puck's underneath her. Fucking everyone's swinging but missing. That's pretty silly. Now Ray's coming up with speed. Let's see what he's got. Absolutely shuts down by Hans, but he still gets it. Goes back around, passes it back down low, misses it, fans on it rather. And so turnover, plays dead. But turnover back to us, sends it back in its zone, turnover back to them. The red tape has it. Bounce pass, shot, and then held for the face-off. So quite the series of events there. I think same situation coming up with Dave here as well. So it gets up to Alex, and perhaps maybe jump the gun a little bit too early, so we gotta really mirror that and be slightly behind the puck, so that if it launches in front, you can skate into it rather than reaching behind you. It's a tricky one, I think you have to admit, to figure out this timing. And looks like Alex was just handling the puck a little bit too long. You got to do a little bit early shoulder checks to see where his centerman is. So starting right here, shoulder check to his left, gather it, and then shoulder check again to get it out. Would probably do the trick. But a lot of digging. Let's see what we got going to the other side. Passes up to Mr. No. Passes up to Jess. Okay. That looked not too bad. And then they all... The three-person net crash. I would say we want to... Whoever can identify that person that's driving the net, the third one should probably slow down and trail and then form the triangle. And usually the reason also, the beneficial reason, is when you're high up you can kind of identify which way to go and then start if there's kind of loose rebounds, rather than you see how it's just a straight line triple net crash. I would say it's probably Alex that should have trailed back here given this kind of situation right here, but yeah, that's fine. Ooh, little loose puck by the red tape. Dave keeps it back in. And then there, Andrew sends it up. Alright. Dave covers. Oh, big reversal. Number 11 comes down, challenges him, tries to chip it up, sends it back down low again. Okay, go for a little reset. Let's see what we got here. Alex has it. Ooh, tries to cut to the middle. Risky, risky, risky. Pass to the middle. Ernest has got it. Passes down to Dave. Couldn't quite handle it. Jess gets it. Passes it down to Dave again. Oh, who is that? Nathan. He's playing Dave hard. They're all playing Dave hard. But that's where he thrives. Thrives on the battles on the board. So, couple thoughts there. And puck's on our side, going for the reset here. Okay, I thought this play was pretty funny. Take note of the time. 15 seconds left. 14, 13, 12. Big stretch pass up to Kathy. Now we've got about 10 seconds. Probably 8 right now. And Kathy goes around, loops it. Well, now we're all just hoping, just huck it. This is the time. If you want to force passes, this is the time to force passes. Just huck it to the front of the net. We'll bang home anything. Does nothing. What was that, Kathy? What, you just want to skate a circle? Do you not see the time? What is this? Throw something. Just huck it at the front of the net. Oh, goodness. Got a banana peel coming up right here. Boom. Got a banana smoothie, if anything. Turned on the blender right there. Alright, so we got some questionable defense coming right here. Big pass, and then this behind. So, a note for Dave. Even though this player is a red tape, do not automatically go there until your D partner waves you in. And the reason for that is obviously there could be another red tape right behind you. So, unless... it's all communication, right? Don't, if you see red tape, yeah, I think I haven't addressed this throughout the season, but probably good enough to address it now. For all the red tape and intermediate D pairing, always wait until your D pairing tells you to switch before you switch, because that way you need to acknowledge that if let's say if Dave needs to attack, like defend this player in a more aggressive manner, then Ernest knows he needs to switch off. Otherwise, you will avoid little problems like this. Now, the other problem, it could be an intermediate sneaks behind, and then we're in big trouble. It could be a breakaway, right? So don't just focus on the red tape, and you got to make sure you communicate with your D partner. Hey, got to switch around, and it'll be good. So Ray almost kills Serena again. She screams. This is actually pretty funny. Listen to this. The high-pitched scream. Okay. In a way, yes, it's kind of, she's putting herself in a fairly dangerous position like that. And then obviously Mark is putting a lot of pressure on Ray. Hold up, who's supposed to be left wing? Is it Jess? Yeah, interesting. Nobody's on the left side at that moment. Not that it matters, but yeah, not able to get a clean break out. And then Cliff makes a save. So people are going for a change, and our bench boss Justin makes the great call. Notices that we have 6 on the ice, and before they drop the puck we had to call off Dave. And Dave has been finding new and different ways to take penalties this season. He was working on the too many men on the ice penalty until we caught it. Could have been a penalty. Alright, so face off the draw. Okay, so it gets confusing, I have to admit. When we have to swap a red tape as a center, I think momentarily we need to fulfill those roles. So what that means is that off the draw, because Dave is the winger in this case, he's going to be rushing the point, and same with Kathy. And that means 89, that center, Fiona needs to be covering him. So instead she goes up to the point, definitely not what she wants to be doing. Carrie Ann's covering Russell. And then what do we know? 89 is not covered. So our center Fiona should have been covering him. She's doing a little bit of puck chasing. So you can kind of see how she goes from face-off, goes up to 4, goes down to Russell, and then eventually sees 89. So it's a lot of, it's puck chasing, right? Rather than covering the same player. And he gets a big one-timer, saved by Cliff. It looked like it almost snuck in. And then we can see CC also diving in, trying to poke that in. So missed coverage, and results in a pretty scary chance there. Alright, so some failed breakouts. Pants up to Kathy. She's a bit high. That's inherently not a problem. I mean, it is, but she's able to get it, but now she's kind of put in a tough position with 2 on the pressure behind her. Fiona's left is on, that's okay. And then Dave, again, I think it's good a matter of timing that. It's a work in progress, we gotta time it. So we're slightly behind the play, and then if we need to slow it down a bit, slow it down. I think it's okay in general, his positioning. I think maybe being here may help a little bit, possibly. We're just talking possibilities right here. Everything is always situational. And then Kathy tries to force it through. I think the right decision is just pass it back down to Thomas and just reset it all, rather than kind of forcing through the middle. And then this, yeah, right, almost it is a turnover, but could have gotten way uglier than how it turned out. Thomas reverses it back around. Let's see what happens here. Big backhand pass to Dave. I think maybe she could have skated it in herself, but that's fine. Here again, I think if she's able to keep it on her stick before passing it off. Another optionality is send it down and lead Kathy into it rather than kind of dishing it off close to the body like that. It's tough to handle. That's really the situation there. Nathan comes in. Let's see what we got. He can't score, so he's looking for a pass all the way around. Dumps it around. Number 11 comes in there. Oh, where's our wingers? Where's our winger? That's Kathy, isn't it? So caught again. So we don't have possession here. And so right now she needs to hunt down that D. Who do I need to cover? Yeah, our wingers are not there. So it gets sketchy. Funny part, puck still in her zone. Young goes for the change. Arguably, if it's a long shift, maybe if you're dead tired, it's fine. Go for it. And then I think it's at our level, and because we're recreational, yeah, fine, go for the change. And it gives others more ice time as well. But anyways, still... Oh, where's our wingers? Oh boy. Looking scary here. Okay, breakout. Pass. Couldn't quite get it, but it's out of the zone. Acceptable. So we'll pause it here. I thought this was incredible. A fan pass, but somehow it misses through this player, misses through that player. And it goes through. And he's trying to stick lift. Was he trying to stick lift Jess too? Misses the stick lift. Passes through everyone, and Jess still ends up getting it. Amazing, spectacular. Pass across. Couldn't quite get it to Alex. She sends it back to Ernest. Tries to shoot. Gets blocked. Takes it in. Tries to do a backhand pass. I think that's okay, but I think he's got room to work with. We know Ernest has done his cool tight turn, so definitely something that he could do. Driving the net, lots of options. I think he could definitely have considered the option of taking it deeper here as a D. That is fine. Hans taking it in. Very scary business. Momentarily we can see that our D has forgotten they need to cover our players, so all they're doing is skating to come say hello to Cliff, give him some high fives and fist bumps. But why are the forwards not covered? Questionable decision, but fortunately they didn't quite get a pass there. Fortunately, Hans also fans on a pass there as well. Now we're on the counter offensive. Backhand pass to Alex, and here he comes, ready to boom, rip a shot, and he scores. And we've made the comment that Alex can only score when there is a goalie in front of him, but never when it's an open net. And here he has proven that theory correct. Now here comes the greatest highlight of the entire game. Ray absolutely exploding his stick, and it launches off to the stratosphere. And you can see him loading it up for 3 business days. Loading. And the stick is broken. The next best part is fucking Justin hustling hard. And then he's like, I need to get a stick replacement for Ray. Let's go. What do I got? What do I got? And first thing he grabs is some right-handed stick. I think it's Dave's stick or possibly Alex's stick. I don't know. But and then he hustles back to find like a left-handed stick that was too short. I think it was like Carrie Ann's. It was funny. It was pretty funny. We got a pretty slick play coming up. Almost the game winner. Shot by Ernest, blocked. Oh, absolutely misses the net. So close. It looked like Nathan just tips it to her too. Oh man, that was close. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. That could have been it. 2 minutes left on the period. And with a minute left, why don't we just finish it off? Watch it completely. Let's see what's going on. Tries to clear it. Thomas has it. Passes it to Ray. Load up. Block shot. Took 3 business days to load it up. Perhaps. What could he have done differently? Maybe a little deception, a little fake shot here and there. Fake him out a little bit. Move left, move right, and then fire it off. Perhaps a little bit too much predictability there. Oh, pass out front, easily picked off. 45 seconds left. Dave comes across again. We gotta make sure we're communicating. Comes to the middle, comes to the outside. Oh, stick handle. Cuts back around. Too much. Oh, Dave, almost. You know what? I like it. That was a good attempt there by Dave. Pass up to Jess. Couldn't quite handle it. 15 seconds left. Here we go. We gotta play conservative here. He's coming in for the rush. Back door. 8 seconds left. Don't let him shoot. Don't let him shoot. Oh wait, but he can't shoot anyway, so it's okay. But what about him? And then period over. So tie game 2-2. We end up being #1 in the league due to tying the Lightning, and we had a better head-to-head score. And so this concludes winter season for the VHL for the Greenhorns.